Welcome to the Speak Uneasy, a safe space where cancel culture does not exist because we are in a different prohibition era.
You're very exceptionary. No dictionary can define what's genuinely indescribable. Very exceptionary. No ordinary phrase can capture you. Now some might say that you're tremendous. You are so much more stupendous, so magnificent, so magnanimous. If we voted, it'd be unanimous. Very exceptionary. This temporary phrase we'll have to do. It's true for my very exceptionary you. Exceptionary. No dictionary can define what's genuinely indescribable. Very and so magnanimous. If we voted, it'd be unanimous. Very exceptionary. This temporary phrase we'll have to do, it's true, for my very exceptionary. For my very exceptionary you.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of This Is News with my co-host, Mr. C. Tonight's random read is going to come off of the Book of Psalms, chapter 37, verses 9 through 22. The wicked and righteous fate. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those that wait upon the Lord, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall not be. Thou shalt diligently consider his place, and it shall not be. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plotteth against the just, and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. The Lord shall laugh at him, for he seeth that his day is coming. The wicked have drawn out the sword, and have bent their bow, to cast down the poor and needy, and to stay such as be of upright conversation. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man hath is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but the Lord upholdeth the righteous. The Lord knoweth the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of the Lord shall be as the fat of lambs. They shall consume. Into smoke shall they consume away. The wicked borroweth and payeth not again, but the righteous sheweth mercy and given. For such as be blessed of him shall inherit the earth, and they that be cursed of him shall be cut off. Once again, this random read comes from the Book of Psalms, which is my favorite book, chapter 37, verses 9 through 22, the wicked and righteous fate. Thank you for being here tonight, everybody. I'm not making a cocktail tonight, but I will be drinking some bourbon neat. And man, this thing is, I guess it's been sitting for a while. So the bourbon I have of choice for tonight is by Basil Hayden. It's just Kentucky straight bourbon, pretty much is what it is. And I'll be having this neat tonight. The last time I had a drink was last week, Wednesday. So yeah, I'm not I don't drink as much as I used to. It's very, very rare nowadays. Anyhow, here's to Basil Hayden Kentucky straight bourbon. Cheers, everybody. This is good. It's on the sweeter side, but it's very good. Anyhow, let's continue on. Mr. C, are you there? Mr. C? Are you there, sir?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I just forgot to unmute you on the on my OBS side.
Hello.
No, you're
Is
good
there
now.
anybody out there?
You're good now. You are good now.
Awesome.
Before we
Good
go any further, let's just greet everybody here in the chat. Tamara Growl's here. Leo Worth is here. Casual Gigi's here. It is nice to see such people that I know.
Tam Growl,
Yeah,
Casual Gigi.
it's been a minute that I've seen some of these people.
Awesome. Well, they're here today, and it's going to be a fun show, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
You have a lively crowd in your audience tonight, sir.
I do. I have some people here who are familiar with the bar and who people who came before. I mean, I know I'm only streaming like twice a week now, so it's and plus I got other things that I'm keeping myself a lot more busier these days, which doesn't allow me to be on the Foxhole as much as before. Even I mean, it's very rare that I'm on now, so I'm just
you do the Monday and the Wednesday.
You know what's weird? I streamed yesterday on Foxhole during like 2:00 or something like that.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. And it was a weird thing because, okay, so while I was walking my dog yesterday morning, the Lord brought upon me to talk about the 4 horsemen. And I don't know anything about the 4 horsemen, man. I don't know. But this feeling just came up, it just came to me, it just kept bugging me. Like, no, you need to go, and even if there's no listeners, just go on there and talk about it. I'm like, okay, I'll do it. So I did it. I don't know if there was anybody out there, but I was talking about it, and, I was just saying that I came on stream, and I wasn't even expecting to do it. It was just one of those things that came upon me. I was like, okay, I'll go on. And it was a last minute thing. I just decided 10 minutes prior to 2 that I'm going to go on. And I did. So,
awesome.
Yeah.
How'd it go?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
Because there was nobody in the chat room. There's nobody interacting with me. There's nobody.
How did it go for you?
Oh, I did what I did. I did what I did. I was talking about how I was breaking down piece by piece about what the horses represented and all that stuff, and compared it to what's going on right now in the world, because there have been theories about people saying that they haven't come yet, but it's weird because the symbols of each horse, the things are happening right now. So,
oh yeah,
I mean, I don't know where people get the theory of they're still waiting for it when it's actually happening right now.
Yeah, gotta say it's pretty crazy, isn't it?
It is. And another thing too that I found live on the stream, like I was searching for things, and then all of a sudden I found this photo shoot that Beyonce had stemming back from a few years ago, where she was on the colors of the 4 horsemen, the 4 different colors of the 4 horsemen. The four horses were of the same color.
So what are they? Let me guess. It's red, white, brown, and black. Am I right?
No, it's white, black, red, and pale. I guess white and pale are different, but
well, there is always eggshell, and then there's always mother of pearl.
Well, that's what it showed, and then that's what the Bible says about the colors of the horse. So it was just an interesting thing, because to be honest, I was kind of listening to things about it, but it was just weird how I guess it was the Holy Spirit saying, hey, I need you to do this like right now. So it was one of those things that I'm not going to say no to God. So I just went on and did it. So if people want to catch that, it's on the foxhole.app. I mean, it's something that
I might have to go and check that out, because that sounds like an interesting topic to me. But I'm like, well, if the pale horse is death, the red horse is war, and what would you say the other one was? Oh wait.
White.
Black, white. Okay, so I got pestilence, famine, and war. Who's the 4th one that I'm missing?
Oh man, I forgot, dude.
Death? No, it's not death, is it?
Yes.
Ah.
Yes. It was death.
How interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, bartender. We have an all-star in the crowd tonight.
Who?
It looks like you got Carrie Lake in the house, sir.
Oh wow. Hey, what's going on, Carrie Lake?
Hey, Carrie Lake, what's going on?
Cheers to you. Thank you for coming to the bar. You're a superstar, dude. Everybody's here mostly for you, bro. You're a superstar,
Lake,
man.
No. They knew Carrie Lake was going to be here. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I have not seen Carrie Lake in a while, in a minute though.
Yeah, same here, man. Same here. But then again, I haven't seen a lot of people in a minute. So, were you able to go to that meetup? Because
I was, and you know what? I've talked a little bit about it, but I mean, so many things happened just after that, including the untimely passing of Justin Amherst of Cannabis in Combat.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I mean, it happened the same weekend that, we had the
Right.
meetup, which is, it's
Right.
very bittersweet, but the meetup was amazing. I got to meet, it was just really cool to hang out with like-minded people and patriots, Tam Growl was there, so it was super
Was the
cool
Mister
to
there
meet
too?
Tam Growl. Sorry?
Was the Mister there too? Mr. Tam Growl?
Mr. Tam Growl was in the house
Yeah,
as well.
they're great.
Yeah.
They're great people, man. I love
They
them.
were the loveliest people I have met,
Yeah.
and D Patriot 1776 was there with her mister, and they were absolutely lovely as well. I got to meet Diddy.
Oh yeah,
Mr.
Diddy.
Diddy
Yeah,
from the
yeah, Diddy
Foxhole.
style. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was
He's a
there as
good
well
dude.
with his family. His whole family, like, they're very nice. The kids are great. They were having a good time. They were well behaved. And
Oh,
I'm
dude,
not one to comment on the behavior of children, but
He-
he has a good family there.
he's been through a lot in his life, man, and I really commend the way he's come up. He's talked about having, like he used to be a gangster, dude, and
Oh, wow.
he's
We were talking shop more than
well, he's come a long way. We'll just put it that way. He's come a long way, and man, it just blows my mind that even his show is successful, man. And he's
Dude,
planning
yeah.
big things too. So props to that guy,
Dude,
man. Props to
yeah,
him.
man. It was fun talking shop with him, and talking about politics and just our points of views and stuff like that. We hung out for a little bit after the meetup, thanks to Mrs. Tam Garrell. We got to all meet up. But we were mainly talking shop, about politics and stuff like that.
The state of the country.
Yeah, it was fun though. It was a great time. I would love to do it again sometime, and I'll probably stop up. I mean, I would really like to stop in November up in New Braunfels, because Skeeter Burke has she invited me to go to Worst Fest last year, and I wasn't able to make it. But
Is there
maybe
another
this
one? Is there
November.
another meetup or something that you're talking about?
No, Worst Fest it's just like a festival they have in the New Braunfels area.
Uh-huh.
But I believe that D Patriot mentioned there is a meetup in October in Missouri. So that would be the next closest one, I think, to Texas. But that's in October. So I was like, well, just send me the details. And, if somehow I manage to make my way up there, well, then it's not by my choice, but it's by his will,
Right,
So-
right. I wish
But
I
would
can
love
go.
to go.
I wish
Yeah,
I can
I
go. Actually, we were just talking about this prior to going live that I've been getting gigs being booked towards the end of the year, and October is actually going to be a really busy month for me.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how people are booking stuff during that time. It's gonna be cold, dude.
Not in October.
Well,
We're Texas, dude.
I mean,
Nah, just
wait,
kidding.
hold on. It's fall, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fall.
yeah. So it won't be that cold. But there's people freaking booking stuff for next year, and I'm talking about like springtime next year, like
Oh,
April, March. Yeah, and also I think I got one for September of next year. So
Dang!
Yeah,
Talk
dude.
about a responsible person, or I don't know, what is that like? Maybe.
well, well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like everybody's booking out far out, which is good. It's better for me because it makes me put together a music folder for them, and I don't have to stress out too much as opposed to people who book me and then they don't tell me anything till like 2 weeks prior to their event, and I'm like, dude, are you gonna send me anything? Because I don't want to be messing up your whole thing. So
Yeah.
People have just been booking later as opposed to now. So yeah, October is actually going to be pretty busy for us
Well, I'm
going
going to pray that all of your confirmed bookings go through. My only thing about that is if they're booking like in September of next year, what if something happens between now and then? You know what I mean?
That's why I put in the contract, man. If you're gonna cancel or reschedule, you got to let me know 2 months in ahead. It's got to be 2 months.
There you go.
Yeah,
There you
it's got to
go.
be 2 months, or you lose your deposit. Because the way the industry works is that we book you, and if you're not able to book, then dude, like, I'm not gonna freaking block out a date and deny potential clients for the date that you want, and then all of a sudden you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be losing out on a day.
No, for real, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, that's part and parcel of the business. It's good to hear that you have contracts. You know what I mean?
Oh no, absolutely, dude. Come on, man. I
Wow.
worked in law enforcement, and I saw a lot of stupid things as far as like civil stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, and
Cool.
I've been through civil litigation myself because of my job, not because of
Mhm.
anything, not because of anything. What do you call it? Like something irresponsible. It was just part
Mhm.
of the job. Is sometimes things happen and you get sued civilly.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
I've
Yep.
been through
Yep.
that. I've been through it, and ugh, what a pain in the ass, dude. What a
Well,
pain in the ass.
hopefully they had your back, right?
Well, it
um,
doesn't matter now because I'm not working
yeah.
for them, and you know, I'm kind of.
Well, it just that reminds me just of just real briefly because President Trump had given a speech at an event in Florida this past weekend. And no, I take it back. It was Washington D.C. on Tuesday. Hello, Mr. C. You live streamed the event. And he was talking about well, the way I put it speak was this, that we need, you know how he says we need to make America great again. Well, my thing is we need to make police officers heroes again, because with that type of mentality there comes more respect for the office. And and then also, in my opinion, you would probably know this better than I would, if there is like a certain level of morale within the community that respects like what police officers do, then that would attract more good people into the force. And then maybe with more good people into the force, that could maybe help eliminate corruption from within. So I'm like, make police officers heroes again and take away this stigma of cops are out to get you or to kill you, or cops are the bad guys, or they're corrupt and stuff. I mean, we know they're corrupt in some, if
Mhm.
not a whole lot of their branches, but maybe if we can change the way we think about police officers and law enforcement, it would bode well for the entire, like, I don't want to use the word industry, but for the entire like sector of people in law enforcement. And if we can get some good guys in there because they know that they're going to be respected and that people appreciate them, maybe, just maybe, from within they could stem the corruption that is so prevalent.
Well, in response to that, in response to that, I gotta be honest. There's a lot. The majority of people that do the job they're good people. They're really good people who actually care. Because if they didn't care, they wouldn't put that.
Mm-hmm.
They wouldn't put themselves out there to do that job. But
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, because of the politics that's going on, and the leadership of a lot of these departments, and
Mm-hmm.
also because of the climate of how law enforcement is looked at upon the public.
Yeah.
Let me start with this. So let me start with how the public, like how cops are looked at as from the public, as far as like the media and all that. And I'm talking about mainstream media. So because you have a bunch of, okay, so you have this culture that hates a lot of cops, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not I don't think it's the majority, but their presence is really known, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they hate cops. So that being said, a lot of good people are not applying to be cops because they don't want to have to put themselves out there like that
Yeah.
and have to lose everything. And so in turn, when that happens, the police departments have to lower their standards to hire people.
Mm.
And that's been going on at least where I worked at. That has been going on for a while. And I tell you, man, even if things do change now, some of the people who don't deserve to be in the job are in the job because
Right.
of the standards being lowered.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like
Mm-hmm.
one of the reasons why I had to leave, because I didn't want to have to freaking like, and I know I harp on the younger generation a lot, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I can, because my son, he's of the younger generation too. He's 24 or he's 23. And I'm not saying that my son is bad. I mean, sometimes, I got to freaking constantly remind him about certain things, which is cool because, he's 23, 20. When you're in your 20s, you don't really know shit, right? But what
In
I'm
retrospect, that's so true.
right. No, it's true, because I know I didn't know a lot of shit. But what I'm saying is that, dude, I lost my train of thought here. Yeah, I left one of the main reasons why I left my job was because of the type of people that they were hiring.
Mm-hmm.
They were hiring a lot of people who were selfish, man. People who looked out for themselves. And when you're
Mhm.
working in law enforcement, it's not about yourself, man. It's about
man.
it's about the whole, you know. It's about your team. You have to look out for you got to look out for your partners. Is pretty much what it is.
Mhm.
And not only that, but you know, sometime, you know, like when I was new, um, the veteran cops would kind of like mess with me, you know.
Mhm.
And it was kind of like a rites of passage kind of thing, you know. It was nothing where they were hurting me or they're damaging any of my property or anything, but I would get they would for this is the term that we use. We used to stroke new people, meaning we play pranks on them. We play pranks on them, right?
Uh-huh.
Just for the fun of it, and just to see if this is the type of person that we want as our team. Because when you get all butt hurt real fast, like, we don't want you around. You know,
You mean
'cause-
hazing? You mean hazing?
Yeah,
No, just kidding.
so it's sort of like that. Yeah, I guess it's, but we call it stroking somebody, right?
I would rather haze someone than stroke someone.
but
I'm
you-
just saying.
You know what
I'm
I
just-
mean. You know what I mean.
I know. I'm just
But
playing,
anyways,
just playing.
we would used to do things like, but now, dude, you even like say the wrong thing, man,
Mhm.
you are gonna
Mhm.
get freaking. You're gonna get suspended and all this other type
Yeah.
of shit, man.
Yeah, you know, and that kind of follows in line with what President Trump was saying too, is that we have to remove that stigma where cops will get in trouble and they're afraid to do their job, right? You know, like, in other words, even
It's
the offices need to support their own police officers.
It is funny you mentioned that, because when I was watching this video about the Uvalde incident,
Uh-huh.
I couldn't believe that one of the cops actually had to ask his supervisor for the okay to shoot somebody, when clearly that guy was, clearly the suspect was entering the school with a gun, and the guy had him in his sights, but he asked his supervisor over the radio, and then he asked his supervisor immediately next to him to take the shot. And that's rough, man. But at the same time, too, I can understand why he didn't take the shot, because he wasn't sure about the backdraw. He doesn't know if he misses, he doesn't know where that round is going to go, and he could be accountable for that round if the round hits the child. I get it. I get that part. But man, yeah, dude, a lot of cops are beginning to be scared of taking initiative and do what they're supposed to, do what they're trained to do. And that was that's one of many reasons why I had to leave, man. I saw it. The last string that was drawn with me was the whole training. We had this training where they were what's the word? It was like an anti hate against transgenders and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had training for that, dude. And I said, dude, I just can't do this anymore, man. I can't. So yeah, there were many reasons why I left. The big reason was because of what I went through. And also I saw the climate of law enforcement as a whole changing. And I understand too that the military is going through some really bad stuff right now, man.
Oh
Some
man.
really bad stuff. And that's unfortunate, because you think about China, man, their soldiers are a lot more tougher. And I hate to say that, but if we're getting a lot of these younger people who can't even do like 10 pull-ups or 10 push-ups or anything like that, there's problems. So
Yeah, and they outnumber us too.
yeah. Hey, what's going on, Pilled? Pilled is here
Killed
too.
by the rabbit. Great Scott! It's Pilled by the rabbit.
All right, brother. I think we should. Man, we spent like half an hour talking just gibberish.
Whoops. Sorry guys, we were
All
just
good.
catching up. Sorry about that.
All good, man. All good. So let's go ahead and start with one of yours, man. I had to decide which one we should start off first, because they were both kind of. Your articles are gonna blow mine away tonight. They're just gonna blow mine away.
Let's see.
Oh
let's
no,
see.
no, they are. Mine is pretty softball. Mine is pretty softball. Let me see here. Let me share it with everybody first, and then I'll share it with you.
Go for it.
We're gonna go with the Breitbart one first.
Sounds good. I don't remember what that is, but sounds good.
All right.
I think I remember which
There
one.
we
it is.
go.
Oh yeah, there you go. Southern Poverty Law Center. Isn't it funny that the Southern Poverty Law Center will declare anyone with a constitution on their person as being a right-wing extremist, homegrown terrorist, but yet somehow it's okay to have sexually explicit books in schools and to teach your 2-year-old that they can be transgender?
Yeah, man. I mean, we're living in an upside down. It's biblical, dude. Good is
That's
bad,
so
bad is good.
gross. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would definitely agree with that, sir. But this article, SPLC, Southern Poverty Law Center, promotes explicit sex book to elementary students, says 2-year-olds can know they are transgender.
2-year-olds don't know anything, dude. They can't even talk.
I don't even remember being 2. What are you talking?
A lot of them. I don't think a lot of them can actually say full on paragraphs or sentences. I don't think so.
Not that I'm aware of, sir.
What is this? What is this picture of the cartoon, dude?
That's what I saw that when you see the caption. For those of you who can't see the caption, It says "touching yourself." Man. Okay, and there's a little cartoon human being in a little tub there. I guess it's hot water. Either that or she smells. Anyways, so it's got the squiggly lines. Okay, guys. So this article from Breitbart. Let me see. That's written by a man named Spencer, and it says
hold on. No, let me go. There is where's the
Spencer Lindquist.
Oh, Lindquist. There you go. Okay.
Lindquist. Yeah. It says the Southern Poverty Law Center's project, Learning for Justice, promoted an explicit sex education book for elementary school students in a guide to teachers. This should just totally destroy that corrupt and artificial entity known as the SPLC. I mean, if you ask me, this should just destroy them. They should just be removed from ever having.
There's a lot of It's not just them, man. There's a lot of organizations like that. Do the ACLUs like that too?
True that. I just haven't seen an article where the ACLU is pushing this kind of crap on kids.
They've been under the radar for a bit, huh?
Oh, Lordy. Yeah, man, they sure have been. The article says the guide was published by Learning for Justice, a project of the Southern Poverty Law Center, and is titled Best Practices for Serving LGBTQA Students. The guide discusses pronouns, sex education, and policies surrounding cross-sex access to sports and bathrooms.
Dude.
This is just driving me crazy because, I've been studying a little bit into the whole Russia thing with LGBT and stuff like that, the LGBT crew. And it is a little bit more strict over there as far as acceptance of that type of a lifestyle. But the thing that drove them there was to not indoctrinate children and confuse them into thinking they are another gender, or to groom them into being able to be sexually exploited. But the way that the left, and I guess you'd call it the left over there in Russia or whatever, fought that was by saying, well, if you bar access to children, like what we're reading right here, like about this crap, then you are disallowing them the information that they need to have. And I'm like, they're kids.
Yeah,
why
dude.
do they need this information?
Dude, you don't see a 2-year-old trying to freaking find magazines on the alphabet community.
Right.
They can't even read.
Yeah, I mean, as far as they know, I would assume at that point, because I can't remember myself at 2, but as far as they know, if they're from I would say a normal family, but someone would probably say, how could you say that, Mr. C? But they are, women and men go together like that,
Well, I mean, the argument about that would be why are you sexualizing children? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, because that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah,
You're right, Speak. They
absolutely,
are sexualizing the children. So the article continues. It also promotes a number of books, including one intended for children and written by Corey Silverberg, the founder of a beginner's sex store. What? And a leader in the leftist sex education movement. Under the section titled The LGBTQA Library, the Southern Poverty Law Center's Learning for Justice promotes Silverberg's book titled Sex is a Funny Word for Elementary School Students. Maybe it's because that word, Yeah, isn't that crazy? But maybe it's because the word sex was hidden in all of those Disney movies when we were growing up. That's why their
Yep.
parents don't care. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it says the guide described Silverberg's book as less controversial than the title suggests before praising it as an essential resource about bodies, gender, and sexuality for young children.
Why? The question is why?
Mm.
Why?
We'd have to poke the brain of, not literally, but poke the brain of SPLC, I guess, to find out why they think it's essential.
I'll poke him with the. I'll poke him in the brain with.
Yeah.
Boy, it'll be with something sharp.
With something sharp and hot, right? Like an iron. The article continues. The guide described Silverberg's book as less controversial. Oh, I already read that, didn't I? I apologize. Anyways, less controversial than the title suggests, right? It says, though the guide presents the book as a tame educational resource, it features explicit content not suitable for children. Oh my goodness. What is she doing to herself? No, just kidding.
Oh gosh, man.
A Twitter user purchased the book and proceeded to document the mature content featured between the covers. One section of the book is titled Touching Yourself. It even includes an illustration of a girl in a bathroom.
Oh my gosh, man.
This is so bad.
This
Ladies
is bad.
and gentlemen.
What's the next thing? What's the next thing to do? They're gonna show cartoons of this kind of stuff?
They're going to show cartoons, this kind of stuff, and they're also going to show cartoons with all types of penetration, I'm sure.
Oh, gosh, man.
Oh, geez, Louise. Southern Poverty Law Center, I hope this, like, shuts you down, okay? I want to read this thing real quick, this Twitter thing. The caption for the illustration of what we just read, it says, would anyone like to talk about the fact that the New York Times, the Daily, featured this past Sunday, Sex is a Funny Word, author Corey Silverberg. He wants to see a world with no normative pressures around sex. The book is 7 to 10 years old and has a graphic of a child having an orgasm.
Oh my gosh, dude. They can't. I don't think they can.
I've met people that claim that they have. But anyways, I don't mean children either. I mean, they're adults now, but they're like, oh, yeah, when I was 9 years old. I'm like, whoa.
Well, I mean, at that age, I mean, you can, if you bump into some porn, I guess you'll be curious about what they're doing and you'll copy it, right? But as far as like people like children under 5, they're not gonna know about this stuff.
You know what Oprah says: if it feels good, it can't be wrong, right? Anyways, so
consider who said that.
Anyhow, the article says
that's probably why she's big.
Well, oh lordy, you know. She's been a good puppy, right? If it's Pavlovian, anyways. So it says, Sex is a Funny Word is just one of the many books promoted by the Guide for Teachers. The guide also promotes other books for young children, including I Am Jazz, a story that promotes child transgenderism, and a kid's guide to gender identity. Additionally, the guide strives to embed a number of different leftist practices and beliefs in school. For example, the Learning for Justice Guide tells educators that the claim students are too young to know their gender identity or sexual orientation is a myth, and instead argues that children often know their gender as early as 2 or 3 years old.
No, they don't. They don't.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, I don't remember anything from when I was 2 or 3, but I do remember when I was old enough to play X-Men in my backyard, and I would be Storm or Rogue, but you know what? I still knew I was a boy. Okay. Anyhow,
Well, I mean, what do they equate that with? I mean, how do they come to the conclusion that children around 2 or 3 know what they are?
I have no idea, Speak. I mean, maybe they figure if a 3-year-old boy is rummaging through his mother's makeup and trying to wear her dresses or something, that means that it thinks it's a girl, you know.
I don't know, man.
When in all actuality, I mean, that may not be the case at all. I mean, they might just be an effeminate boy. They might just like dresses. Okay, maybe they want to be a designer. Then when they grow up, does that mean they're going to be gay?
I don't know.
I'd say there's a 95% chance that they are, but still, you know. There's still that 5%, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. Okay. Okay, so it says here, it also advocates for men to be able to compete against women in school sports
Oh,
and use both women's bathroom and locker rooms. Like, what timeline am
dude.
I in that they think this is normal?
Well,
You
okay.
know,
This is somewhat relating to this
it's
topic.
not normal.
This is somewhat relating to this topic. But did you recently hear about the transgender MMA fighter that put because it was a he that's transitioned to a female, fought in a fought in a MMA fight against a woman, put the woman in the hospital because he cracked her skull.
Oh,
And he said that he enjoys cracking the skulls of females. Something to that effect.
wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why can't they just have a third gender race, like a league? And, you know, I don't even like to use the phrase third gender because that would be kind of like saying, I agree with you, there's more than two. But the third gender could be this like mixed up, confused quagmire of I don't know what the hell I am because I don't know who I am, right?
And
Why can't they just have a trans league? I don't understand why they can't just have a trans league.
Here's the part that I don't understand. I don't understand how women in the sports would actually support that when it's the rewards are being taken away from them, and it's their safety that's being taken away from them. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? God bless the women who do stand up against it because they're not just kowtowing to what's popular. They're not kowtowing to, you know, what's
swimmer,
get them
right?
in trouble.
Like the swimmer?
Yeah, she's one of them, right?
Yeah.
She's one of them. Yes.
Good
you know,
for her, man.
Exactly. Women need to stand up for their rights as well as everyone with common sense, right? You know, we don't want to see anyone else needlessly getting injured, and we don't want to see anyone else being defeated or beaten because there is a person they're competing with that, I mean, not to sound chauvinist, obviously, but as far as muscle mass, strength, speed, like that's just in the genetics, okay? I mean, yeah, there are women who are definitely exceptions in this world, but that's just the genetic.
Oh no! Did we lose him, Mr. C?
I don't know, but
yeah, well, I think we lost you for a minute, man.
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry, my internet connection is not stable.
It's all good.
Anyhow, so like whatever I was saying about cavemen and cavewomen, but like yeah, like they it's so dangerous, considering like the example you just cited as well. It's so dangerous that yeah, they should stand up against it. You know, they should stand up against it and not just cower to it.
Yeah, no, they should.
Where are the feminists, right? You know,
that would make them an actual feminist.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And then they can stop virtue signaling about abortions and crap like that, you know?
Yeah.
And that's another topic altogether. But anyhow, the article continues. Teachers are told that they should also challenge gender norms and model inclusive pronoun use. The Learning for Justice framework has been used in schools, though it is not usually specified whether or not districts follow the suggestions of this specific guide. California's Glendale Unified School District, for example, used Learning for Justice as the basis for its 4-day professional development series. Chicago Public Schools also references the project of the Southern Poverty Law Center in their Social Justice Standards and Equity Toolkit. The Learning for Justice Guide explains that the aim of the Southern Poverty Law Center is to use a number of tools, including school curriculum, to further groom your children and make them more susceptible to exploitation sexually. But what they say is they're trying to dismantle white supremacy, strengthen intersectional movements, and advance the human rights of all people, most of all pedophiles.
Right?
That's what they're doing.
Right?
That's what they're doing.
I agree, man.
That's what there is. It's sick. That's sick.
It's funny, man. They put.
You know what?
They put they put the whole white supremacy there when a lot of them are liberal white women.
Yeah, isn't that true? I mean, it's probably nothing but liberal white women that run the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Unattractive liberal white women.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Tam Growl, sorry, she says, you know who knows what a woman is? Alice Cooper. He wrote about it. It's because only women bleed. I used to be a big Alice Cooper fan. I'm sorry, guys. He was the first concert I ever saw. You know where I saw Alice Cooper? It was my first concert ever, Speaking Easy. And we're going back some time. In San Antonio, but you know where in San Antonio I saw him?
Nope, I don't know where.
Six Flags Fiesta, Texas.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, okay.
Did he have, like, I don't know, did he bite off the head of a snake too, or?
Nah, he didn't do any of that stuff. It was part of a promotion thing because he had like a haunted house there during the Halloween season.
Oh.
So yeah, he did a concert there.
Yeah, I used to listen to. I mean, from time to time, I
used to like Alice Cooper, you know, back when I was like in high school and stuff like that. But anyways, sorry, I saw that comment because Lee Worth was like, "What is a woman?"
Why don't we ask the person? I mean, did she get sworn in as one of the justices?
Oh, she's
What's
talking
her
about
name?
Ketanji Brown Jackson, right?
Yeah.
Or Ketanji Jackson
Ask
Brown.
her what a
know.
woman is.
She'll have the same question Lee Worth had. Oh, no, wait. Lee Worth has the answer. She says, I am woman. Hear me roar.
There it is. There it is. Plain
A123 SKG.
It was a plain and simple answer, too. Plain and simple answer.
Right? That's usually what it is. Plain and simple.
Man. So, I mean, this is no surprise. I mean, they're they're going for younger children now, dude.
It's disgusting, guy. Like, I'm telling you, like, prior to 2018, maybe, I would have had no concept of these types of people involving infants and like 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds. That's what the hell? Who gets off to that? Right? Who's like changing the diapers like, oh, that's sexy. That's so disgusting.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like, I cannot grasp that concept. It's just way beyond me. Speak way beyond me.
Yeah. A lot of the history that's gone on is actually happening again. I think it used to be like, this is exactly how big empires fall. This is exactly how big empires fall. So it's history repeating itself again. And I don't understand, man. I don't understand how we learn about this history, but yet it repeats itself over and over and over again. You know?
They must the powers that be must be running on some type of a script, and hopefully the people have figured it out by now. So like,
I hope so, but I don't know, man.
All I can say is thank goodness it only takes a small percentage of people to make a change, because if it took 50% or more, we'd be doomed to speak.
No, dude. Look, dude, honestly, the whole the problems that we're having now is not from the majority of people.
Oh, well, you're right. It's from the minority that are
what you
controlling,
said was exactly right, because it's the minority of people that's changed this whole thing to be all messed up.
Which means minority of people can change it back. Only if, though, we put in the hard work, diligence, and prayer to do it.
I think.
Right?
I think. Well, no, you're right, but I think the majority of people, they're very they're not involved.
No,
they're very like, I don't want to get involved. It's not. And I guarantee you, man, as time goes by, as things get more, as things start to reveal itself, because we all know, we all know financially things are just going to go, it's just going to be a mess. And then when that happens, you're going to see a lot of people start to care, because it's affecting them. Now it's affecting them directly. As opposed to people like us who's been in the know, who's been yelling, like, have been trying to freaking wake people up. But, a lot of people are just passive, man. They don't want to get involved. They don't want, I'm not saying that the majority of people are the people that are, yelling the most, making things bad. I'm just saying that the majority of people are the ones who don't want to get involved, which is why we're here. And it's it's the minority of people who are making the biggest noise. And unfortunately, they have the power of the platform to seem like they're bigger than we are. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
the only thing that keeps me, well, I shouldn't say the only thing that keeps me going, but just acknowledging that it's by design, it allows me not to like be like, this world is screwed. You know what I mean? Because if we naturally felt this way, we'd be in so much trouble. Like, we'd be in so much trouble right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but it's by design speak. This is the way they made it. So this way they could do exactly everything you just said.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, that's a great segue into the article that I have.
All right.
Like I
let's do
said,
it.
man, my articles are going to be weak compared to yours.
You
tonight.
keep saying that, but I have a feeling you're gonna have some really badass articles.
No, I don't know. Well, let me put it up in the screen there, and let me screen share it with you real quick. Let's see. Where we at? Here. Okay.
Awesome.
Look at that rat face right there, man.
This guy's been I think this guy's been doing too many uppers.
Wonder why they made him transport secretary, huh?
Because he already took a ride on the merry-go-round.
I
up
bet
there
he
and,
did. Oh,
How
my
many times
goodness.
did you sit on Biden's lap? But Jake, that's what I want to know. How many times did he smell the top of your head?
Oh man. Oh, are
And
we?
is that Biden's baby or your husband's baby? No,
Is-
just kidding.
Is there connection problems?
He had Kamala's baby, anyways. So,
Well, what?
because she's a man, he's a woman.
Oh, is that the rumor going on?
The rumor. Kamala is a man.
Man,
She's a man.
man, I hear a lot of people are jumping ship off her for freaking working under her.
She is bleeding out like staffers and helpers. Almost like it was her time of the month, but she's a man, so she can't have that. So she's gonna bleed out staffers instead of actual,
Tam Growl says she can't stand Buttigieg.
Mm-mm.
I can't stand him either.
Who can, man?
Look at that
this little
face,
pipsqueak.
man. Look at him.
He does look like a rat, doesn't he? He looks
does.
like Chuck E. Cheese.
He does look like a rat, dude.
He looks like Chuck E. Cheese.
Oh my.
Just saying.
All right. So this article comes from summit.news and was published on July 20th by Steve Watson. Look at that.
Steve Watson, yeah, this is one of the okay, so the Gateway Pundit does the same thing. Like, they have a bunch of like sister sites that they make, and then
Mhm.
they post all their articles to those sites as at just like the Gateway Pundit. Well, Summit News is one that InfoWars has. So this is an InfoWars article. It's just posted on a different news site, so it looks
I
like people are
see.
sharing their articles. It's kind of like a ploy, but I mean, it's good though, because someone might stumble upon it that they didn't stumble upon it on going to InfoWars or the Gateway Pundit or whatever. Or something like that.
Right.
But
Tam
should do that
Growl
first.
Growl saying isn't he leading in the polls for Democrat? Are you serious? This guy?
for what? Wait, for what?
For
What was her
2024. It was a statement.
Oh.
She's saying that he's leading in the polls for Democrats for 2024 as president. Are you serious?
Are only gay people voting or what? They're just kidding.
Dang, dude.
They're only
They're-
polling gay people. That's
This
what's
is
up.
this is the best they got. Man, that's bad.
That's why they're probably going to try running Michelle Obama or something like that. I wouldn't doubt that. We get our first transgender president. So Barack Obama was our first gay president, and Michael Obama will be our first transgender president.
Can he run again?
No, Barack can't, but Michael can.
But it's not a consecutive term. Can he run again?
Well, I mean, but Michael was never president.
no, I'm talking about Barry. Can Barry?
Oh
be-
no, Barry can't. No, there's 2-term limit, so he's done.
I thought it's only if it was back to back.
No. After FDR, I believe it was during the Great Depression.
They changed
'cause
it?
He served 3 terms. So after that, they stopped it, and it was 2 terms, even if it is split. You know what I mean?
Well, then,
So-
are you sure he's not?
He's not Michael. No, just kidding.
No, what I'm trying to say is, are you sure he's not are you sure he's not pulling the strings of Biden right now or Brandon?
Oh, you mean like shadow president style?
Yeah, like what he said in his
dude,
interview.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, that's exactly what's going on right now. But you know what? There's another shadow president happening right now, I think, and that would be Trump. Wouldn't it be funny if they were like shadow boxing? No, just kidding. I'm just playing with the word shadow. But like, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure that's been the gist the entire time. And I think if the Democrats, or let's just say it, the globalists were successful at getting another president in, it would probably still be Barack Obama pulling the strings behind the scenes. So
I think so too.
Mhm.
Or maybe Clinton. I don't know.
nah,
I don't
think
know.
that-
I don't know.
I feel like Clinton has too much pride to do something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I think
You're right.
when you're
I
looking,
think you're right. I think
yeah, when you're looking at the big picture, I think Barack Obama would see the big picture more. But plus, you know, since he sees that picture, he feels like he can control it from behind the scenes. Whereas Clinton's like, I want to be president.
no, yeah, I think you're right. I think she really wants to be out there and show her, like, I think her
Mhm.
what's the word I'm looking for, man? Like
Ego?
Yeah, I think her ego is really big, that she just wants to be out there. She
Yeah,
wants everyone
yep.
to know. You know, she's
Yep.
very arrogant. She's very arrogant
There you
too.
go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Hey, Whiskey Blue. Oh, thank you so much for the cookie. Thank you so much for being here, most of all. Anyhow,
What up, Whiskey Blue?
let me go ahead and get into this article here. Brandon Transport Secretary again says pain of high gas prices is a benefit. Man, this guy.
Well,
this,
a gay guy would say that. No, just kidding.
this.
Pain of high gas? What? A benefit?
Yeah,
Excuse
this
me?
guy needs to drink more gas. How's that? Just take the nozzle, put it in your mouth, and fill it up. You know.
Guzzle it down.
Oh gosh, man. All right, Brandon Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg has again suggested that high gas prices are a good thing because it forces people to accept a transition to the green energy agenda. Okay, this makes sense, yes, if you're pushing the agenda of the green energy agenda. And the way I see it, I think this whole green energy agenda thing is linked in with the Great Reset.
It is. I would agree with you there.
You know, yeah, I know I told you this, but I know you don't want to hear it, but I see it coming.
Let it come. See what happens. No, just kidding.
Once it's here, it'll be like, oh man, I guess we have to. I don't know.
All right, to the gulag with me. And I'm just kidding.
No, I'm not gonna go. I'm gonna be freaking. I'm gonna be moving all over the place, man. Like I'm gonna hide away from.
I'm going underground like Harriet Tubman. What you talking about?
I'm not going underground, but I'm gonna go to the woods, dude. Like you guys can go ahead and have this stupid thing, man. I don't want to be a part of it. Let's see. During a congressional hearing, Buttigieg said that more pain. Booty said more pain. Americans experience.
Spoken like a true gay man. More pain, please. More pain.
Americans.
Can we go up to the forearm?
Yuck.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. I cannot stand that. Honestly, I don't know why I just said that.
Americans
So
experience from high gas prices. The more benefit there is for those who can access electric vehicles. You know, go F yourself with electric vehicles, man.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Twitter feed here that's from the RNC Research says Brandon Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg. Okay, it's the same thing I read. I'm not gonna play that video. Let's see. Buttigieg said basically the same thing earlier in the week. Pardon me. That high prices are forcing people to buy electric vehicles. No, because people can't even afford to buy vehicles now, dude.
Yeah. How can that's backwards land right there.
It is. Like who's out there shopping for cars? Nobody. Dude, the interest rates in itself are freaking ridiculous, man. No, nobody.
Prices, inflation, nothing's adding up to what they're talking about.
Nobody is buying shit right now, man. It's difficult enough to buy freaking groceries, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. GOP Representative Thomas Macy noted during the hearing that buying electric cars will actually cost Americans more energy cost and use more fossil fuel derived electricity. Well, the truth of the matter is nobody's buying shit right now, dude. Nobody.
True that, but you know what's stupid though is that they want us to rely on electric cars and all this stuff, but how do you make electricity? Usually it's with coal, you know?
I don't know, man.
I mean, you can have a turbine that's powered by Niagara Falls if you want, but generally speaking, clean coal.
How is that going to run a car though?
Well, because you plug your car in, right? But here's the stupid thing: is that they have this war against dirty coal when America has like the cleanest coal in the world, and they're against coal, but you use coal to make electricity in most sectors in this nation. You know what I
No,
mean?
no. You know what it is?
What's that?
It's no for us. It's yes for them.
Oh, it's that old thee, not me thing. I see what you're saying.
Yes.
That's what's up. They're like,
Yes. Yes, no for you, but it's okay for me. I mean, that's what they do, right? That's what they say. No for you, yes for me. Because when they get called out for the shit that they say no for, they just continue to do it. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All right. The Twitter feed by RNC says average household uses 1,870 kilowatts per year for air conditioning. Dude, especially how the weather's been here in Texas has been freaking hot, dude.
It has been.
If the average household plugged in electric cars, it would take 4 times as much electricity to charge the average household's cars as the average household uses an air conditioning. Wow, I didn't even know that. I don't know anything about that stuff.
4 times as much electricity to charge their household's car. Wow. I mean, a year, I don't have an electric vehicle.
I'll
but
take the AC any day, man.
No kidding, right? But let's not also forget about all of the electric car chargers that are around the block, right? Like there's zero. So what? Everyone's gonna get an electric car and be waiting in line for hours to charge their car.
Dude, that is, yeah, man.
The infrastructure is not even in place for this type of a move. Like, it's stupid.
I can't believe these people are in positions of power. I really can't believe people
they live in that much of a bubble, right? They're like, oh, well, let them have electric cars. I just saw a meme with this Pete Buttigieg. It's funny that you have this article, and it had him like, I think he was like mocked up like Marie Antoinette, and it was like let them have electric cars.
Yeah. Did he get beheaded like her?
And probably just in bed, but he's still working the beat right now. Calling for electric cars.
Buttigieg, along with Brandon's gaggle of energy and climate advisors, have repeatedly suggested that Americans simply buy EVs which retail above $50,000. What? Really?
Wow.
The same crowd all converged Tuesday to declare that there needs to be an acceleration of the green energy agenda, the infrastructure for which does not exist. Dude, they are pushing this. Man, this is not my, I don't know where to start with this statement that I'm going to make, but it's funny how they're pushing this. The economy is doing really bad, and then having to hear about the Great Reset. Dude, this is all coming into place right now, man.
Mm-hmm. Thank goodness we can see it.
It's all coming into place, man. It's all coming into place. RNC Research Twitter says Brandon Energy Advisor Amos Hochstein, we need to stop projects and limit oil usage to accelerate the transition.
In other words, force them into it. Force them into it. Force them into buying an electric car. Spend your last $50,000 of your pension and life retirement into getting a new car and buying one for your sons and daughters.
They need to limit the oil usage because they use all that oil for their booty jig.
Oh well, how do you think they keep the party going? Right?
The Twitter thread continues to say Brandon's climate czar. Oh, dude, this guy right here, man.
Darth John Kerry.
Dude, John Kerry, we're behind and need to accelerate the trend. Dude, these people are pushing this. They're pushing it, man.
Let them push it,
dude.
See what happens.
This is crazy, man. Crazy. Philip Melanchthon Wegman. Brandon could declare...
Philip Melanchthon and the Eternal Sadness? No, just kidding.
Oh, have you done a story on that guy before? I don't know.
No, it just reminds me of Melancholy and Infinite Sadness from the Smashing Pumpkins.
Oh, yeah.
Circa 19... who's ever heard of a name like Melanchthon?
I haven't.
I haven't either.
Brandon could declare climate energy as soon as this week. This week?
Wow.
Well, he hasn't because the week actually it's already passed.
Good.
WAPO reports. Meanwhile, John Kerry's family private jet emitted. See what I mean? Emitted over 300 metric tons of carbon in the last 2 years.
Yep.
So he probably has a bunch of trees at his house to offset that, right?
Oh, a bunch of trees. You think so, right? Because carbon. He probably does.
These people, man. These people. Well, that's what they do. That's what they do. I think when I say these people, I think I should direct that more to the people who are passive about things that are going on. I'm like, come on, dude. Can't you see the foolery going on here?
Mm-hmm.
All right. RNC Research Twitter feed says Brandon Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo. The solution is to move as fast as possible away from. Dude, these people are just.
That's what I'm saying. They want to force us into it. That's what all of this is telling me. Like they're like, just do it, just do it, just do it, just do it. They're saying this is what you need to do, as opposed to trying to lull the American people into going along with it. And I think that's because the majority of us, even if we seem like we're asleep, realize that ain't gonna happen, right? We're not gonna go buy a $50,000 plus car.
Okay? Well, I mean, dude, like, how can anybody buy anything now?
I know.
People are complaining about the gas prices right now. People are complaining about the prices in the grocery stores, and then you want people to purchase these new cars?
Maybe they're thinking like,
or is the government going to provide the cars to people? Is that what they're going to do?
I hope not, because if they do, then that's just going to kill us even more, at least economically speaking. But like, maybe they're thinking that the people are so stupid that they'll go buy an electric car because they can't stand the price of gas. And little do they know that when they get to that electric car charging station along the side of the highway, they're probably going to charge them per minute for how long they charge their car. How much you want to bet? Is that the way it works now? Or because I don't have an electric car, so tell me if anyone knows, if you go to an electric charging station, are you charged for that? Or is it free? Because something tells me if everyone went to electric, those charging stations would probably charge you by the minute to recharge your car.
Well, see, if you're smart and you had one of those plug things for your car, because I remember I had this coworker who was driving an electric car too.
Uh-huh.
And when he would park at the building, he'd always charge his car. Like, he'd plug his car into the county building so he can charge up. Mm-hmm. So if you were smart, you wouldn't go to these charging stations. You just go find a place for the socket and plug that thing in.
Sir, I think I'm going to get one of those Potomobiles from like the Flintstones. I think that's how I'm going to get around from now on. Okay, my Power Wheels.
It runs on bare feet.
Yeah, there you go. They might be calloused, but they get me where I need to go.
You're gonna have to worry about your man. You're gonna have bigger problems than just bald tires, man. I'll tell you that right now. All sorts of problems, man. Let me continue on here. As we highlighted Tuesday, Brandon and his handlers are suggesting that they are responsible for average gas prices going down because they have dropped from around $5 to $4.50. A clear deception. They're proud of that, dude.
Dude, that was a limited. They're like, we did this, and it's going to knock down X amount of change from your bill, and it ends up being for like 2 days.
Yeah, but you know what's stupid? My response to that would be stupid. The gas prices were already low prior to him coming into office.
Yeah.
You guys just fucked that up by closing the freaking the what you call it, the pipeline.
Yeah, and let me tell you why they're really stupid is because they think that Americans don't remember what gas prices were.
And then having this thing with Russia going on. That's not helping out.
That is not helping out Speak, and they're like, we were still buying Russian oil, which was, oh, we're against Russia, but we're still buying it from them. We're not anymore. At least not America is. We're crying to Saudi Arabia and to Venezuela and to other communist countries to give us gas, right? And they're all saying no, but it's just these people, man, like
Why do we have to have these people represent our country?
because
You know what I mean?
well, I know what you mean, and I know that's kind of rhetorical, but like I'm gonna answer it anyway. Speak.
No, I know it's a rhetorical question, but
Yeah.
like, I wish the leaders would look past these people and say, man, I don't think the American people are like this, but unfortunately, they're the face of this country, man.
They are,
And everybody around the world thinks that whatever they are, that we're the same way.
No kidding, right?
Ah.
Like if Biden's stupid and falling upstairs, they all are.
And on his bike too. Don't forget his bike, dude.
No kidding, man. Twice. No, just kidding. He didn't fall. He didn't fall off twice, right? It was just once, but then he went bike riding again, and it was like, why are you going bike riding again? You just fell off 2 weeks ago.
We're in trouble, dude. We're in only because of the people who are supposedly in power right now are just. I never thought I never thought the country would ever turn out like this, ever. Let me finish this off. This is by Tommy Pigot. Nationwide average gas prices were never above $3 per gallon during President Trump's entire 4-year term. That sure puts Brandon's recent, I always have to change that, and frankly nonsensical victory lap in context. It's beyond stupid. It's insulting to the American people. Yeah, it is. Right there. You see that? Look at that chart, dude.
Uh-huh.
Look at that freaking chart, dude.
That's dramatic. That's so dramatic.
Holy macro, dude.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jeez, this is... I mean, you can't even get mad anymore, dude. You have to laugh at this stuff or else you go crazy, dude.
You go crazy.
And every time, like, look, we don't go out much. My family and I, we don't. The only time we drive distances if we have a gig somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't really go out. When we used to live in Southern California, we used to go out every day that I was off. We go out to eat all the time. We go out to eat 2-3 times a day. But now I live a very, very simple life. I'm mostly home. I'm doing a lot of work from home. And, but yeah, dude, the gas prices, dude.
Mm-hmm. I mean, gas prices and inflation, like I went out to eat with my mom at this Mexican restaurant that we would usually go to just for like, good, cheap, but, tasty food. It used to, like, for the two of us to have like a plate each and maybe a couple of margaritas each, it was like $30 or less. The last time we went, and it's the last time we're gonna go, it was like over $50.
Ooh.
We're not even talking like waitresses and waiters sitting down nice and fancy with a good, nice and quaint environment or anything like that.
Right.
We're talking like Taco Cabana kind of like.
No way, dude.
Yeah.
No way, dude.
This bill was not $60. Like, what is going on here?
Okay, well, it's funny you mentioned that because my daughter, it's like about a month, maybe a month and a half ago, my daughter really wanted to go to Freddy's. You know Freddy's, right?
Freddy's frozen custard?
Yeah, she wanted to get burgers from Freddy's. I was like, why the hell you want to get burgers there? Their food's not even that great.
Yeah, it's not.
And I was like, why you want to eat that shit? It's horrible food. I mean, the custard's cool, but like the burgers and stuff. And she goes, no, I really want. And I was like, all right, man, I'm gonna take this girl to and make her eat her burger. Dude,
make her eat her burger?
Well, you know what I mean. I'm gonna buy her a burger so she can eat it, right? So I go to the drive-thru, right? And then I purchase a burger and fries. Just a burger and fries, dude. Burger and fries. Maybe a small custard ice cream. Yeah, I think I one of those two. Man, this thing came out to like $20, bro.
Dang!
I was like, I was like, how the hell are we paying for this much? And this food is not even that good.
Gilded lettuce leaves.
Dude, we can go to In-N-Out, or we can go to Whataburger, and it's a lot more cheaper and a lot more food, and it just tastes better too.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, shit, man. But yeah, man, Taco Cabana, dude, for reals?
A Taco Cabana like restaurant, but
No.
Yeah.
But I know.
But
what
the
you
same
mean.
kind of idea. You know
Right.
what I mean? Same kind
Like
of
the
idea.
level,
Like
the
you go
level, the level.
exactly.
Of it. Yeah,
If not, maybe just a smidge lower, but the food is still somehow better. You know what I mean? But
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Tam Growl says Freddy's hamburgers are so salty.
Man,
You could. We were salty after having to pay $60 for that freaking.
dude, I was pissed,
No.
dude. I was pissed. I told my daughter, I'm like, look, we ain't gonna. I don't care about the custard's fine, but we're not coming over here again for burgers. Hell no.
Yeah, I will make my own fajitas. Thank you very much.
Damn, man. And I was like, how's the burger? She goes, oh, it's good. I'm like, man, you lying, because nah, man.
You lying? Did you smack her? No, just kidding. Stop lying.
No.
No. I'm just playing.
No, that's not reason for me to smack my daughter.
Don't lie to me. I'm just kidding. You know that burger tastes like crap. Just kidding. Anyways, that was funny.
But yeah, man, the prices of food is just it's ridiculous, bro.
It's getting there.
And they want us to freaking.
We're seeing it in Texas now as a thing.
They want us to pay for these cars, dude. Seriously.
They're that detached from reality. That's what it is.
No, they're not detached from reality. They're trying to change reality. That's what they're doing.
You're right.
They're
They're trying to influence everyone else's reality.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. That's what it is, dude. That's exactly what it is.
Especially how like I said, a lot of people majority are passive. So of course, they're just going to go with the flow. That's what passive people do. They just go with the flow.
Well, we ain't about that in these parts, are we, Speak?
Nope. Hell no. That's why I don't wear a mask. I never did. And well, I shouldn't say I never did, because there was times where I had to.
Yeah.
So, but
it happens.
But if you give me a choice, man, I ain't conforming to that shit. Hell no, man. All right. Well, I noticed that Leah, she called it a night. I want to say good night. I mean, I said good night to her in the chats too. I appreciate, man. There's people here tonight, man. Wow. I just looked at the screen right now and I noticed that there were people here tonight at the bar, and I'm like, that's cool, man.
The bar is full tonight. What's going on?
I see a lot of familiar names too, man. That's
back in hard over here.
That's the best right there. When I see the usual suspects here, man, I'm like, man.
God love those usual suspects.
Oh, I love them. God bless them. All right, let's go to the next one, man. Let's see here. I'm gonna share it with the people first, and then I'll share it with you. Here we go.
All right. Okay, here we go. Oh God. Sorry. I just remembered this. You know why I was laughing, like looking at the articles, because there was this other article that came out. I think it was like just in, when you open up your web browser and it shows you like news stories and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There is this story about a sinkhole that opened up in a swimming pool. And the guy that died in that sinkhole looked exactly like this guy. And I was like,
the guy, the picture in this article right here?
Yeah. This guy who's complaining about this guy who's blaming the government for catching monkeypox and gonorrhea after having multiple sex parties at a gay pride event, which is why children should not go to gay pride. Because I'm sorry to say it, not all not all, because not many people would know this, especially if you don't go to these types of things. But I mean, obviously, gay bar, gay festival, gay pride event, there's going to be a lot of like adult themed things. But there are some gay pride events where they literally will do sexual acts in public on the street, like.
That wouldn't surprise me, especially if there's like drugs and alcohol involved. Yeah, that would.
I'm telling you, like there literally are events like that.
Well, trust me, man. There was
You worked in California, so I'm pretty sure you saw some of this stuff.
dude. I didn't. Okay, let's just put it this way, dude. And this was I was on duty for this one too.
Duty. Sorry.
We had to do security for a rave, which is yeah, we had to.
Was it a gay rave or just a
no?
regular
It was
rave?
just a regular rave, dude.
Okay, gotcha.
And the things that people do there, man. I saw a bunch of couples just doing their thing right there, man.
It's like you're at a bathhouse.
No, it wasn't.
Just kidding. No.
It was right out there in the open, man. I was like, oh my goodness.
Yep. Did you stop them? Did you shine your light on them and say, "Let the light of God shine"?
I said,
through?
yeah, I did. I did shine my light. I said, hey, and then they stopped.
Or are you gonna do like I did with that dog that was raping my puppy one time and just take a broom to it? I'm just kidding.
What?
That was years ago, and I was like a kid. Anyways, I was like, "Leave my puppy alone!" Whack. Anyways, she was a whore. Okay, no, I there was an article that came up in my browser a few days ago talking about a sinkhole opening up in a swimming pool, and it killed someone, and it looked exactly like this guy, and I was like, they killed him because he's complaining. He's complaining about catching monkeypox and gonorrhea.
And that's what I don't get about these people, man. They don't take responsibility for their
Exactly.
for their foolishness.
That's true. That's why we have people who are dying literally to have abortions, because they don't take responsibility for themselves and they just want the easy way out. This idiot here.
They talk about they talk about women's choice, and how about the choice not to have sex? Or if you really want to have sex, how about the choice to like put on some protection?
Exactly, because
Jeez,
you know
man.
what? If you don't use protection, you could end up pregnant, or you could end up with some kind of terminal disease.
Like this
You
stuff
know,
right here.
it's
What it says on
choice.
right here, where it says on the screen.
Uh-huh.
The right
Yes. Monkeypox and gonorrhea. Is that what you're reading?
Yes.
Monkeypox and gonorrhea?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Now, gonorrhea is not necessarily a terminal disease, but it can be if you don't treat
there.
it
Oh,
well.
man, that shit's painful, dude.
The clap. Tap on, tap off. Anyways, so I won't tell you how many times. Okay, so the the Gateway Pundit brings us this article. Soros Open Society Foundation employee brags about having sex with multiple men at a gay pride event, and then blames the government when he catches monkeypox and gonorrhea. What the hell, right? Okay, this is a public health expert working with George Soros.
Well, he's more.
How
of
can
a-
he blame
hey,
the government? Because the government forced him
Hey.
to open up his butt cheeks, or what?
Hey,
Like,
he's more of an expert now.
no kidding, right? He's like, I can teach you all about monkeypox now.
First-hand experience now.
It's so funny because I was just talking with my brother the other day, and he's like, "Why would I want to go out and go have sex with like random people? Don't you know like you could get monkeypox?" He's like, "You know, you get monkeypox from sex." And I was like, "You think I don't know that? Like, you think I don't know that? We've been reporting that like for like months already. Of course we know this." Anyways, okay, so this guy blames the government for contracting monkeypox and gonorrhea. The article says, according to a post from Andy Nago.
Wait. This guy Andy he's
Thank you.
He's the same dude that got beat up by Antifa, right?
Yes, he's the one that got hit with like, what was it, like a
Oh,
milkshake
man.
with like cement in it or something like that?
Yeah,
Or I don't know exactly what, but he was bloody.
I think he almost died from getting beaten up.
Yeah, yep. And he's gay too. But that doesn't matter. The point
Good
is he's
for this guy.
reporting on
This guy is
Antifa.
brave, man. I admire brave people, man.
Yes, sir. So Andy, you said no, right? No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Andy, no.
He's Vietnamese, man.
No wonder all of my Vietnamese friends always looked at me crossly, but I couldn't tell because their eyes are so small. Anyways, so like they're like, "You're saying my name wrong. It's not Nguyen."
Dude, you know it's funny, when I used to work in in the jails, when we have Asian inmates of that last name, I always call them that, even though I knew it was Nguyen. I just called them Nguyen.
Oh my goodness. I bet they loved you. They're like, "You stupid spick." No, just kidding.
Little do you know, I'm like, yeah,
Right.
yeah. What you call me?
And then you bust out in their language. Holy crap. That's funny. Okay, so Andy No said in his post that Sebastian Cohn, or Cohen, I don't know what that the little
I think that's a
little,
lot. I think that's a U, like a U kind of
like
con. Yeah.
Okay, Andy Kun is one of the directors at George Soros Open Society
Oh,
Foundation.
that name right there, man.
I'm telling you. I mean, little Georgie was probably like, "Go on,
But
go on,
know,
Sebastian, go have fun,
even
go
though
frolic naked in the
even though this
streets."
dude funds a lot of things, I still don't think he's a big fish. I don't think he's a big
No,
fish at
you're
all.
right. I don't think he is either. I think he's just the front face of
Mhm.
their operation, so this way they can distract from all the other ones.
They're fun.
Like that
they're
Fink guy over at BlackRock. That Fink guy.
they're definitely funneling money to him in order for him
Mhm.
to spend it to everybody else.
Yep.
Wow.
Because of all of the work he did to help the Nazis, no doubt, right?
Dude, what an asshole, man. He sold his own family. He gave up his own family, bro. You ever seen that documentary on how he got all rich and all that stuff?
I haven't seen the documentary,
Dude,
but I have seen some interviews.
He gave up his whole family, bro.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, he did.
Like, this is literally Satan's spawn, you know? I just remember, I'll never forget him saying, "Well, if I didn't do it, someone was going to do it, so I just did it," or something to that effect. And I was like, damn, like, this dude,
You do that very well.
"Well, all I have to do is sound like a gay little old fop man from Germany," you know, because you know George Soros is a bag, right? Like, you know he's. I can say that, audience, okay, because I say it with much disrespect. No, just kidding. But you know he's gay. You know he is an old fop in his 80s or 90s, just wishing that he was the one that gave Sebastian Cohn monkeypox, but too bad. It happened at a gay event. Okay,
He paid for it, dude. He paid for it.
He's gonna pay for it anyway. So, anyhow, so apparently this Sebastian Kun is the current division director, signature initiatives at Soros Open Society Foundation. There's a little post there from Andy No, but he says in his post, one of the directors of George Soros Open Society Foundations who specializes in public health, Sebastian Kun, right? He specializes in public health. What's that mean? He's patient zero? Anyways, it says, shares in The Guardian how he had sex with multiple men in a weekend for New York City Pride. Okay, if it's just a regular Pride event and not like a kink or BDSM event, that's pretty bad, because I'm sure never mind. I just don't want to get into the technicalities of it. I don't want to know if he was using stalls or if he was just doing it in the street, because like on Haight Street in San Francisco, whenever they have their like kink pride event, like it's literally on the street. Like it's literally on the street, like on the street where people are doing all of that crap, you know?
I believe, yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyhow, so he contracted monkeypox and gonorrhea, and he blames the system. And he blames the system for failing him, when there's clear warnings that monkeypox is spreading, particularly in the gay community, due to sexual encounters. This man is gonna say the system failed him.
How about owning up to your own f ups, dude? You know what I mean?
No kidding. He's like, "I'm not a whore. It's the system that failed me." And then they'd be like, "You're right. You're not a whore. You didn't take any money. You're a slut." So
there you go, puto, right there, man.
There you go. There you go. So article says Sebastian outright admitted that he was aware that monkeypox was an emerging issue, especially for gay men, and yet he had sex with multiple men anyway because he believed that the number of cases in the city was not very high.
Oh, I get it. So because the numbers are not that high, you're still going to go ahead and do it anyway.
Because you think your percentage of risk is lower. Stupid. You know, I wouldn't doubt, Speak, that globalist entities use events like that to actually spread the diseases. Like, I would not doubt that they would insert a patient zero into a crowd like that just to get it going. And I kind of heard the same thing happened with HIV/AIDS, too. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
inserted someone into the scene, and from there it expanded. So, according to this article, Sebastian Kuhn told The Guardian, "I was aware that monkeypox was an emerging issue, especially for gay men. But I was also under the impression that the number of cases in the city was relatively small, not like my partners." Okay. What I did.
They must have been
He said-
Asian men.
If I can tell you how many Asian men I know that defy your statements. Anyways, it says, "What I didn't understand was how absolutely dismal testing capacity was at the point. The city only had the capacity to process 10 tests a day." Okay, wait in line, or you know what? We're at our 9 slut limit. Okay, so anyone after this, you ain't getting tested until tomorrow. Stupid. Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's the liberal mind for you, man.
And then when the number of cases that are emerging is relatively small, he expects them to be full on COVID, fake PCR testing, right? I bet. Anyways, so he's like, "I expected my vaccine before they penetrated me." Anyways, okay, so he's like, so Kun goes on, "I had sex with several guys over the weekend. Then a week later, on the 1st of July, I started feeling very fatigued.
I bet
I
you
had
you did.
he was probably fatigued after that weekend. Anyways, he said, "I had a high fever with chills and muscle aches, and my lymph nodes were swollen. By goodness, I thought I had the HIV again. They were protruding 2 inches from my throat."
Oh,
Again, unlike
gosh.
any of your partners. Instead of taking responsibility for his own irresponsible actions, Sebastian blamed the government. Sebastian! He blamed the government for how poorly it has handled the situation. Here's more from The Guardian. Oh, God. You guys ready to hear my voice? It says, "After I went home, the rash started spreading and I began to feel anxious, and it wasn't the meth. I developed lesions literally everywhere, and I thought it was HIV/AIDS. They started looking like mosquito bites before developing into pimply blisters that would eventually pop. Then finally scab before leaving a scar. Do you know how much this has ruined my sex life? I had them on my skull, on my face, on my arms, on my legs, on my feet, my hands, my torso, my back, everywhere but where."
Wow, you got shot everywhere.
"And 5 just on my right elbow. At the peak, I had over 50 lesions, a fever of 103 degrees Fahrenheit, and intense pain, prompting a panic attack." That was probably the worst thing, right? Was a panic attack. Never mind that your body's diseased, right? And that you're dying. The panic attack, just so you can get that emotional damage in there, right? So you can sue the government for emotional damage or whatever. Anyways.
But he's the one who decided to do that.
He admitted to having multiple partners, so
What an
his
idiot,
case is
man.
dismissed.
What an
He should have been
idiot.
like, "I had a drink from a stranger, and the next thing I knew, there were 5 guys inside me, and then maybe he could get away with being irresponsible." But no, he admitted it.
Oh, God.
Let me read that he did use no protection, right? He's like, "I'm on PrEP, so I didn't have to use a condom."
Gosh.
That's the way it rolls now. I'm just telling you, if you're on PrEP, it's like raw as law. Anyways, so the next day, oh wait, I still have to do it in his voice. "The next day, I got my STI results positive for gonorrhea." Well, he's lucky because the next day, gonorrhea don't show up for at least a few days, right?
I wouldn't know. I couldn't tell you.
Oh, I thought you said it was painful. Anyways, so
Well,
but
from what I
no-
hear.
It is, but no word yet on monkeypox. That's when I developed hives everywhere on my body, from my neck down, as well as a headache, arthritis, pain in my fingers and shoulders, and strange. And I just knew that my sex life would never be the same. He's putting himself out there, so he's probably not even going to take responsibility for the fact that he put his full name in an article in a national newspaper, and no one wants to, mess with him anymore.
Well, that's on him. Smart guy.
Yeah, but he's gonna blame it on the newspaper now.
He's an expert, man.
This pro is gonna blame it. He's gonna be like, "And it's all their fault that they published my story."
Well, he's a medical expert. He's an expert on this now. He's a true expert. He really is now.
Now he's speaking from experience,
Exactly.
right?
Exactly. Exactly. How ironic is that?
Oh my goodness. Oh
That's
my
the ironic
goodness.
part right there. He sure is
Yeah.
an expert.
He knows, he knows. So Sebastian continues. At night, I would wake up going crazy with both pain and itching from the lesions and hives. Just sitting in bed, scratching myself. I was isolated, lonely. No one wanted to fuck me and frustrated with how unfair the situation was. I would get on Grindr and I tell them that I have monkeypox and still no one wanted to come
my
over
gosh,
and use
man.
me.
Sounds like
No
a
one wanted me
crackhead,
to-
man. Sounds like a meth head, to be honest.
Ooh, they are crazy. He says, I was clearly very sick, yet I was still on Grindr, yet had to cobble together a care plan on my own. Dude, if you don't want to lose your social life, you don't publish this crap in a paper. He goes, my anorectal lesions.
Well, it's kind of too late now. It's kind
No
of.
one's going to be licking that rim, boy. Anyways, so he's like, which were already very painful, turned into open wounds. No one would lick my anus. I feel like I had 3 fissures right next to each other. It was worse than that time at Fire Island when I blacked out. And it was absolutely excruciating. I would literally scream out loud when I went to the bathroom. We shouldn't be laughing at this pop, okay? Anyway, because I don't want to be screaming when I'm in the bathroom later on. No. Even keeping the area clean, like washing myself, was extremely painful. It was a 2-hour process each time. He probably takes longer to douche. Anyways, for days after my test, I got a call from urgent care that I had tested positive for monkeypox. But they gave me no information beyond that, so I started calling around to see how I could get access to the antivirals.
Well, you
Sorry.
built up an immunity for it now. I
No
mean,
kidding, right? He'll probably still take all the boosters. He says,
right?
I knew, and then when he catches it again, he'd be like,
What?
they failed me. I was
Here's the
taking all.
Hey, here's the kicker. He's probably wearing a mask during this interview, bro.
And it's typed, right? No, just kidding.
And it says I'm
Email
vaxxed, right?
correspondence.
The mask says I'm vaxxed.
The Mac says, I'm vaxxed, right? If you're unvaxxed, you don't pass into my butthole. Anyways. Oh, Sebastian Kun, if only you knew. If only you knew the fun we're having at your expense right now. Sebastian Kunt. Anyways, so this whole thing just feels like a huge failure that should not have been allowed to happen. They never should have allowed me to open up to multiple partners. They should have stopped me before I got ahead. Yeah.
I think he had the opportunity. I think he had control over that.
You know, this is just more victim mentality here, right? More victim mentality. It's not my fault. They're the ones who had penises.
Damn,
I
dude.
wasn't.
See, this is a prime example why you should why this is just my opinion. You should be freaking disciplining your children, man. You should be because of shit like this.
And hopefully this man don't have children.
No.
People
no,
like
no.
that don't need kids, okay?
No,
So,
no, please
I mean,
no.
look at this. If someone like me who has worked in sexual health for a long time and is a slut had a hard time, no pun intended, that's what got him into this problem in the first place, navigating care, I can't imagine other people doing it. If someone like me who's a slut can catch monkeypox, anyone can. You know, like, oh my goodness. He says, I know several people who are just sitting at home in agonizing pain because they're not getting the support that they need. I don't want to know what kind of support that is.
Wow, and this guy actually
Athletic support or
this
what?
guy actually holds a position in government, you know?
George Soros Open Societies. I'm telling you.
Man.
I'm telling you, maybe Georgie like molested him as a child because I mean the age range is there. You know what I mean?
It's possible, man. It's very possible. Paid for it, you know?
Okay, I'm gonna skip that last sentence with him because I'm tired of reading like him. he's just worried it'll be an endemic disease, and especially among gay men, right? It's the new gay cancer, right? Anyhow, so the article concludes, I think it says, according to the CDC, the first case of monkeypox in the United States this year was recorded on May 18th. The CDC knew that the virus was spreading among gay men, but they did little to stop it. Because you can't stop a gay man. You can't stop a gay whore. Anyway, yeah, the COVID did not stop the gay men. Let me tell you what, like, they'd be like, don't you know that there is a pandemic going on right now? What the hell are you guys doing on this website? Anyway, so it was like the gateway. Why are you still meeting up with strangers? There's a pandemic, you dirty sluts. Anyway, it was like the Gateway Pundit previously reported that New York City is now the epicenter of the monkeypox outbreak, which accounts for 30% of all US cases. There are now 900 cases of monkeypox in the city, which is more than 31% of the recorded cases of monkeypox per the CDC. New York Health said in a statement, New York City is the epicenter of the monkeypox outbreak in the United States, and yet does not have sufficient vaccine supply to reach the number of people who need it to protect themselves, let alone this idiot named Sebastian Kun.
Well, there you go, man. I mean, what, New York is run by a Democrat, right?
Yeah, it sure is.
And the restriction, well, their mandates are pretty strict out there too, right?
And not for gay men.
Well, exactly. if it's rules for thee, but not for me.
Yeah. Most gay men are pretty entitled. I don't understand why, but they are.
Well, I wouldn't even go as far as to just gay men. I mean, I think the whole alphabet community has a lot more.
Lesbians are usually a little bit more humble than gay men. Especially the bull dykes. You might know better than me.
Yes. No. Yes, you're right.
The bull dyke. Now the lipstick lesbians, that's a different story. Okay?
You're right. No, you're right, because I've worked with a few, and they were cool. They were cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Now the gay men, especially if they're like a hot little piece of thing, like those people are just totally inhuman sometimes. At least by my judgment.
Yeah, they're worse.
And I try not to judge, but
they can be worse than women. They can.
Oh, damn, that is an understatement.
Wait. Sea Dragon just said anally entitled.
Anally entitled. Now, you see, there are those gays out there. They're just like, they put it in front of you and they expect you to do something with it. Okay, they are anally entitled. Fortunately, not all of them are like that. They're just like, here, eat it.
Yuck.
And they expect, and when you don't, they're like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know who the hell you are. Get the thing out of my face.
Oh man, jeez. This man. Goodness. That was a good article, bro. Well, the way you presented it was a great. it was a great article, dude.
It was just fun for a few laughs. I swear he's the one that got eaten by the sinkhole in the freaking. I was like, I know that face. I just saw. I was gonna send it to Speak It Easy for tonight's show, and I was like, I know that face. He got eaten by a sinkhole. They're like killed. The George Soros is like, open up, and like the gates of hell just opened up and took him down. Like.
That'd be funny if that was him. I don't know. Instant karma. I don't know.
I know, right? George Soros is like, dare you speak ill about my people in the monkeypox, and he's just like, take him, and then the sinkhole opens up, and he just goes straight down to hell. Like he's like, you were headed this way anyways, and. Goodness.
Oh,
Goodness.
Man, crazy. This is a crazy night, man. Hey, this has been a good night so far, man. This is a lot of fun tonight. All right, I'm going to go ahead and go to the last article.
Let's do it.
Let's see here. Let me see. Let me share that with everyone first.
Play with the big dogs, get prizes. Anyways.
Let's see.
Pew, pew,
share
pew.
with you. Okay, there.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Sassy Q was like, clap on, clap off, the clapper.
There used to be a commercial. I don't know if you remember. I don't know if you're.
Clap on, clap on.
Yes.
Yes, I remember that.
The lights, right? You're talking about the lights, right?
Yeah. I'll never forget that woman's voice. Clap on, clap off.
All right, so this is the last article for the night. Like I said, man, you had two pretty good articles. Mine was kind of softballish.
Well, let's find out.
So this one is by thefederalist.com, written by Olivia Hajicek, published today, actually. Article reads, 22 states sue Biden. 22 states sue Brandon admin for leveraging federal lunch money to force K through 12 schools to put boys and girls. Dude, this is another thing that they're pushing.
Wow.
They are pushing. You know, they're trying to create the reality for people is what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, all I got to say is thank God for school choice. I think that's going to be a really big thing. And if you have schools that are pushing this kind of crap, their parents are not going to send them to that school, and that school's going to shut down. It's going to create like a competitiveness within schools to be the best that they can be. So we got to hope and talk up and pray about school choice, y'all, because that's the only way. That's really going to affect these schools that do this kind of crap.
I wouldn't even push that. What I would push is for people to homeschool their children. And there's like this could go like the results of that can be more rewarding than having your children go to an actual school. Because not only does your child have more free time doing more things so they don't get, bored of school or whatever, but they spend more time with their family, whoever's at home. You get to build that relationship up, and that's I think that's lacking in a lot of homes, which is why a lot of the younger children now are all effed up because they don't have that relationship with their parents, and the parents kind of just give them tablets and phones to put them on autopilot when they should actually be conversing with them, building these relationships. And another thing about this is that you're able to hone in talents of what your child has. Because now that they're just going to school online and they're at home with you, when they have that free time, they can use that free time into honing whatever talent they have, whether it be playing an instrument, whether it be any type of sport. You have a lot of time with them, and even though a family may have financial problems doing it, I think the reward of it is greater because you're able to guide somebody who's going to be a very good person of society. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. That makes me wonder though, does anyone know what the price tag is? Like how much money follows a kid to the school? Like how much do schools get paid for attendance? You know what I mean? Because that makes me think like on the homeschooling track, like if that money really did follow the child for school choice and they homeschooled, there's quite a potential for there to be some monetary support for like school books, internet access.
I would say
like
this
that.
only because my daughter has been homeschooled since she was K. Shit's always been through me, dude. Like we try to find like government assistance for
absolutely. I was homeschooled when I was in my middle school years, and we paid for everything, including a tutor at a point. But like if school choice passes and say the money does follow the child and they choose to homeschool, that could open up this whole like realm of possibilities to where like if school choice passes, would that be part of it though? I mean, would that be part of the actual choice? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if money does follow the child according to school choice, and Texas is fighting for that, that's one of our priorities this upcoming year as a GOP. If you're following that, what would the specifications be for homeschool children? Like, would they still be able to access those funds so that maybe you could pay for books, supplies, maybe even a tutor on subjects you don't know?
If that goes through, that will definitely help out a lot.
Wouldn't that be cool though, right?
Oh, hell yeah, it would be cool. It would be
cool. That would be so cool if that could happen. My parents struggled too.
Here's the qualm I have about that though. The qualm I have about that, though, is that it's the money that's coming from government, and they get to say what's what. Like they get to say, okay, if you're gonna homeschool your child, then these are the requirements that need to be met. While they need to study this in order for them to get funded. And if it's something that I don't agree with, like let's say for example, gender studies, like I'm gonna say fuck no, I ain't taking your money, dude.
Yeah.
So
I
that's
see what you mean. It's kind of like the debtor and the deadee, right? Like if you take their money, you're kind of
yep.
you kind of have to do what they want. Or
Exactly.
Whatever. I see what you're saying.
Exactly. And see that's the thing too. Like it sounds like a good idea, but let's be honest. Anything that comes from the government, do you think it's really good?
Where are the strings and what are they attached to?
Exactly. Exactly. Which is one of the reasons why I'm trying not to get any public assistance too. I mean, I'm pretty sure I can qualify for it because I don't make shit. I really don't. But I refuse to go that route because of the things that come attached to it. You know what I mean? I don't want to. No, I don't want to conform to any of that shit. Which is why that's why I did the whole business part of my DJing stuff, and I'm trying to make for myself. Like I'm actually living what I believe in, self-sufficiency. So yeah, I mean, that'll be great if it came for school choice and that like if this fell into it, like if it was the qualifying part of it. But like I said, anything that comes from the government is always iffy to me because there's always something attached to it where you have to, like, this is a requirement in order for you to qualify for this. So that's the only problem I have. But I should look into it. I mean, if the state of Texas is pushing it for it, if they're pushing for it, then maybe it's something I do have to look more into in order for me to understand if it's going to be right for me to take the money and then just use it to what she's doing right now. Because what she's, the program she's on right now is amazing. It's perfect. Like she's only learning shit that she should be learning, and they still say the Pledge of Allegiance. They have Christian Judeo values. They teach about God and the Bible, and I'm happy with that, man. I'm very happy with that. It's not like public school where they don't talk about it at all. Most of the students just learn through
they
other
pledge allegiance
students.
to teaching kids how to masturbate or something like that.
Yeah, man, that's outrageous, dude.
It's crazy.
Anyways, let me continue on to this. But yeah, I would definitely look. I would thank you for telling me that because now I can look into it.
School choice.
I'll definitely look into that for sure. Anyhow, 22 states are suing the U.S. Department of Agriculture over its decision to interpret, quote, sex in Title 9 to exclude sexual orientation and gender identity. Dude, like I said, I don't want my daughter learning about shit like that. As the Federalist previously reported, this interpretation would mean that schools could lose federal funds for lunch programs. See what I mean? We were just talking about this. How like what's the money attached to? Unless they allow boys in girls' bathrooms. This is crazy, dude.
See, but that's where school choice would come in handy because the parent would be like, I ain't sending them to that school.
True.
And then if enough parents don't send them to that, say they're not able to do the homeschooling thing and they want to just send their kids to the best school, it would literally create a competitive environment wherein schools would literally have to shut down because people don't agree with the crap that they're doing and they're sending their kids to more morally astute or, let's just say it, academically focused schools as opposed to gender and race and all this other crap that these people are trying to feed them.
And here's another plus for homeschooling. If you're home with your child and they're doing homeschooling online, you get to hear what they're learning about. You know what I mean? So you as a parent, you have to anyway. You have to be involved in what your child is studying. You have to. You can't just say go to school and get good grades because what if they're getting good grades in shit they don't need to know about? Like I said, gender studies. Like who needs to get an A in that?
Yeah, or systemic racism. Or something.
Yeah, right. Or hating cops. This is another plus why I think a lot of parents got to make that sacrifice. It's financially it's gonna suck. It is gonna suck, but you got to understand the bigger reward to it is not only you're there supervising what your child is learning, but you get to build a relationship with your child, man. And that is like, that is the biggest thing for me, because I came from a broken home. And for me, I said, I don't want my children to be like that. I want to be able to have a relationship with my child. So it's a big deal. I mean, I would definitely look into choice first, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna look into that. But like I said, after we read that, we saw what happens when government's money is involved in shit. Like, okay, well, you gotta teach this or else, or you gotta do this or else. So, anyhow, the USDA's policy memo reinterpreting sex followed an executive order, announcing that Brandon administration's policy to prevent and combat discrimination on the basis of gender identity or sexual orientation under federal laws against sex discrimination. Tennessee Attorney General Herbert Slattery, dude, really? We're gonna put the third there?
Like,
snooty, dude. He's a snooty.
Who's
dude.
a third anymore?
And Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita are leading a coalition of 22 states in the lawsuit, which they filed on Tuesday in a federal district court in Tennessee. According to a press release from Rokita's office, the USDA's policy has jeopardized states' Title IX and Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, SNAP, school lunch funding. We all know that Brandon administration is dead set on imposing an extreme left-wing agenda on Americans nationwide. Attorney General Rokita said in the press release, but they've reached a new level of shamelessness, with the ploy of holding up food assistance for low-income kids unless schools do the left's bidding. You see what I mean, man?
School choice.
Yeah, but we don't know. We don't know where the money's going to be attached to, though. That's the. I'm with you on that, but like I said, I have to look into it to see where the money.
If the government has the money, follow the child. What strings are they going to attach?
So I have to look into that. I really do.
Like, if you're a right-wing extremist anti-vaxxer, you don't get any money.
Right.
That could be a thing if we still have someone like, illegitimate Joe hanging around. But
we shall
I guess
see,
we'll have to
man.
wait and see.
Yeah, we shall see. In reinterpreting sex, both the USDA policy memo and the executive order rely on the Supreme Court's ruling in Bostock versus Clayton County, which held that under Title VII, an employee could not be fired just for being homosexual or transgender. The lawsuit.
Never heard of it.
Bostock versus Clayton County.
Clayton County.
Yeah, you have to look that up. The lawsuit argues that the USDA policy memo goes beyond the court's ruling. Bostock dealt only with Title VII, not Title IX, according to the lawsuit, and dealt only with the case of an employee being fired, not everything from form of alleged discrimination. By the time the USDA issued its policy memo in May, the Department of Education's attempt to reinterpret sex was already facing a court challenge from Tennessee and 19 other states. The court, the same one now, considering the USDA lawsuit, has enjoined the DOE from forcing its interpretation on those 20 states until the lawsuit is resolved. Because the Department of Education has so far not prevailed in the state's lawsuit, the USDA lawsuit says the administration seemingly decides to use the USDA to accomplish its rewriting of Title IX through other means. Besides the policy memo announcing the new interpretation, the USDA issued a rule prohibiting discrimination on the grounds of sex, including gender identity and sexual orientation under SNAP. Why do we have to teach sexual stuff to kids to begin with, man? That's the parents' responsibility. The lawsuit says the USDA did not follow proper legal procedures in making this rule because it failed to provide adequate notice and a fair opportunity for comment. According to the lawsuit, the proposed version of the rule had been open for public comment in 2016, but it contained no mention of sexual orientation or gender. The language reinterpreting sex showed up only in the final version published this June. Well, yeah, when illegitimate Brandon is in there, now they put stuff about sex, right? Especially when it comes to children.
Of course.
The lawsuit argues both the USDA's policy memo and its final rule are contrary to Title IX itself. Properly interpreted, the lawsuit says Title IX and long-standing USDA regulations expressly permit distinctions based on biological sex in certain circumstances. And that's the article. What a long-ass read.
Wowzers.
This is
Pretty crazy.
This is crazy. I mean, this is just one of many things, though. This is just one of many things that are going on with children and sex. And we've been doing a lot of this. We've been doing a lot of the show with articles pertaining to that. You know,
because that's how crazy it's getting. It. Yeah. What the heck? This is news. What the heck? Why is this even news? Why is this even happening? Speaking.
You're asking me, why
are we talking about this right now?
Why do you think I titled this show, This is News?
So fitting, so appropriate.
Tracy PCB, thank you so much for the shades, but most importantly, thank you for being here. Haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad to see you out there in the bar somewhere.
Howdy, howdy.
Yeah, man. So overall, man, I think tonight was pretty cool, man. We had a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Great articles. Yours were pretty good, Speak. I mean, they addressed issues that, are important and but there's somehow they are still within that same realm of, I mean, I would say protecting our children and stuff like that,
No, absolutely, man. I'm when it comes to that, man, because I still have a little child,
Yep.
And I don't want my daughter knowing about all this shit, I mean, granted, sometimes I'll watch a video and she's there and I'll ask her, like, sometimes, like, do you think that it's right for a boy, do you, especially with children, because they're being forced by their parents or somebody, right? They're being influenced about how they're claiming to be the opposite sex of what they are. It's not because they want to say it, it's because they're being pressured into being that way. And I say, is that right? She goes, no, that's not right. Dang right, that's not right.
Dang right, that's not right. Awesome.
So, anyways, you got anything that you want to plug before I let you go for tonight?
Oh, thanks. Just real quick. I mean, hey guys, it's been fun hanging out with all of you guys tonight. Everyone in the audience.
Yes, absolutely.
And you as well, Mr. Bartender. It's always a pleasure. Just stop on by Mr. C channel whenever you want, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely stop by thecreport.com and check out our online store over.
Do you have like a link tree? If you have a link tree, dude, just put it up there.
I don't have a link tree. I need to make one. Actually, I think Kist was just asking me about a link tree recently, and I was like, I'll make one, I promise. But if you go to thecreport.com and click on store, I just threw that link in the chat room.
Yeah,
you can visit the store, and we're doing a 17% promotion right now.
17%.
And that should be through the end of this month.
Cool. Well, support your guy, man. He, everybody, I keep stressing this out about Mr. C. He actually puts some good work into what he does. And if you want to continue to get the information that nobody necessarily gives out there in other places, you got to support this guy because he works hard. He does work hard in what he does. And he's even trying to improve it for you guys. So support the guy, You're
too kind, sir.
No, I'm just speaking the truth, man. I like what you do, man. Although I'm not, you know my stance in the whole political thing. I'm kind of tired of it. But I see what you're doing, and I see you have a good heart. You're putting your heart into this, And I know that you're coming from a good place in your heart is what I'm trying to say.
Thank you.
So
Awesome. Well, it's been fun speak, so we'll do it again next week.
oh, we will, man. We will. We got to try to
All right.
we got to try to up the up the antes on the articles or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Alrighty, guys. Well, we'll talk to you guys later. I'll be back on the air tomorrow with the C Report in the evening, but you guys have a great night. It was fun.
Thank you for being on tonight, man. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Anytime, speak.
All right, bro.
My regards to the family, and take care, guys.
Same
God
with you,
bless.
man. Same with you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Bye, y'all.
Good night. And there he goes. That's my brother right there. That is definitely my brother out there. Let me come back here. Actually, you know what? Let's make this a little bit more sexier, okay? I mean, we are about to close here real soon anyhow, so let me put this here. Let's see if it'll pick it up. There it is. Oh, the pouring of the bourbon into the glass. Oh, how I like that video. Well, I enjoy honestly, I gotta be really honest about this. I'm very, very, very happy that a lot of you guys stopped in today. It means a lot. It really does. For the past few shows, it's been kind of dead at the bar. But I understand that people have their lives to live, or they'd rather watch some. I don't. I understand that. And tonight has been just mind-blowing for me to see a lot of the people that I used to see here when I first was doing when the bar was first opened more often. And it's so lovely to see such people come back and say hello and hang out and all this stuff, man. I'm thankful. I'm thankful to God that I have you guys coming in and putting a smile on my face, to be honest. And I also want to thank those of you who contributed to today's show, because it helps out. It helps me out a lot. You guys just don't know. A lot of those 100 gold pills go a long way. You just don't know. But I'm very, very grateful for Mr. C also to have him do this show with me. Love the guy, man. Love the guy. So I dropped my link tree out there too, for those of you who care to even follow me in any of the social media platforms. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, CLOUTHUB, Gab, Twitter, Truth Social, Yankee Tango, Rumble, Anchor.fm. And with Anchor.fm, it's kind of interesting because I started doing my recorded stuff there. And if you're into what I do for the Monday shows, then definitely the Anchor.fm recorded stuff would be something of your interest. Lately, I've been speaking about the Jesuits and also the founder of the Jesuits, which is Ignatius of Loyola. I've been digging into that for the past few episodes. So if that's something you're into, you might want to check it out. It's pretty good. It's actually pretty good. And I'm not saying that because it's my show. I'm just saying it because where I got the information from, it's eye-opening. If you don't know anything about the Jesuit order, it's freaking interesting how the process is to become an actual person of the Society of Jesus is what it's called. So I also have a Twitch account there on my link tree. If you guys can give me a follow there. And of course, here at home base, I'm at pill.net and the foxhole.app. You can also support the show not only with gold pills, but you can also support me with my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, and of course, visiting my merch store. I should be able to be pushing out a new design for a shirt. This is a cool design that I had made for me, and I'm gonna push that out Friday. I'm gonna put it in there, and it's gonna be pushed out. And we still have the 30% off using the discount coupon Bourbon30. Anyhow, it's time for me to go to sleep. I have things I got to do in the morning. Matter of fact, I have to go to a venue to go do a test run for my equipment. So I have to get to bed. So let me just say this before, let me just do my closing thing. Mr. C, thank you for the cookie, my friend. Thank you so much, brother. Always remember to be kind to one another. When an opportunity presents itself, when an opportunity presents itself for you to pick somebody up, please do so. Because, we've all been there in our life where we've always been down, and having somebody pick us up was always a great relief and a good feeling, knowing that there was somebody there to help us. And at the end of the day, anyways, all we got is each other. We can't rely on government. We can't rely on all that stuff. All we got is each other, right? So, with all that being said,
The bar is now closed.
I can't help but wonder if I'm under a spell. It's more than a passing notion. I've never fallen with such devotion. I can't help but wonder if it's only a dream. Am I naive or can I believe that things are really as they seem? Can anyone explain how to understand what's true? I know I just can't tame it. Whenever I'm with you, I can't help but wonder if you wonder about me. 'Cause lately I can't help but wonder how wonderful this might be. Can anyone explain it? How to understand what's true? I know I just can't take it. Whenever I'm with you, but wonder if you wonder about me. 'Cause lately I can't help but might be. 'Cause lately I can't help